Okay. Hello. Goodness, I feel horrible today. Not just because I feel sick, but because it's just so hot. Hot in a bad way, as in I just feel so stuffy and uncomfortable. And I want to play games, but I also don't because, my goodness, it's just hot in every room. Yeah, I could turn on the air conditioning, but we had it on downstairs. I just spent so much time at work. It was just so hot at work. Let me turn that one on. Yeah. I know this. Register. There we go. Need for madness. Time for nice, relaxing day with need for madness. Work is very gay. Work is extremely gay. You know what else is more gay? The fact that it's just so hot and not cooling down at all. I clicked space so quickly. It doesn't matter. We know what we're doing over here. Should I try and wreck everyone with tornado shock? Nimmy's already got wasted, see? Smashable. Bang. Ooh, I got Max Revenge. He's actually pretty strong as well. Getting smashed up. Tornado Shock's got some pretty great stunts. How hot is it? I have no idea. Hot enough to make me uncomfortable. I don't check temperature or, like, you know, weather or stuff like that. I just let the days go by and then figure it out as I go along. If they feel hot, then they hot. Actually, I'm pretty sure my little weather app on the bottom left corner says 22 degrees. Which, somehow I don't believe that. Although maybe I'm just making it hotter for myself by being on all these devices. And the fact that my house is quite stuffy right now. And we can't exactly leave the air conditioning on because it's a mobile one that, well, not mobile one. It's the one that you stick the pipe out the window. And I can't leave the pipe out overnight. Because that's stupid. Also, I'm gonna win this. He's gonna... Yes! I don't believe it's 22 degrees. Though maybe it's just because I'm wearing a onesie. I mean, it was like 2 weeks... Was it 1 or 2 weeks ago on a Wednesday? It was 39 degrees Celsius, which was the hottest... Apparently the hottest day on record. And apparently that's unsafe to go out. I personally, if you're so hot, then you're just fucking weak. Like, I don't know, heat bothers me to the point where it's hot and I'm feeling hot and bothered, but it doesn't bother me to the point where it's gonna kill me. Like, what the hell is wrong with you if you're getting killed by a little heat? The sun's miles away from you, it can't hurt you. Okay. So I think all these losers need to learn to just ignore the temperature. If you're feeling a little hot, just ignore it. Ignore it and go about your day. Although I'm not the best person to be giving advice. Because heat doesn't bother me. Cold doesn't really bother me anyway. Temperature doesn't bother me. I'm just stubborn. I don't know what to say when it comes to temperature. Like, oh, I'm feeling so heat exhausted, like, then drink water. Oh no, can't drink water, gotta drink Coca-Cola, gotta drink something fizzy, like, okay. Okay. And the temperature's gonna murder you. If it's over 110, which is 43 degrees. I don't think we've I think in France they said it reached that temperature, like 40 degrees Celsius. I don't think it reached that high over here in the UK. Even if they are measuring the tarmac at Heathrow Airport. Actually, if they do that, then they're gonna get extremely high temperatures, but I don't think that's what they're doing to measure this temperature. Max Revenge over here is just skating by. You know what's more important to me right now though? Marvel Rivals. Please. No, 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 he's gonna get repaired. He got repaired. Did he? He got repaired. He's a nice brown. He's a nice brown color. Do you know what they did in Marvel Rivals? New patch is coming out this Friday. Massive overhaul patch. And I tell you what, it's a great patch and a bad patch at the same time. What's good about the patch is the overhaul to the team up system. I think that's great. And I'm so happy that some characters that I play have actually got team ups now that I can use, which is fantastic. However, do you know what else they did in Marvel Rivals? They're reworking Black Widow. And do you know how they're reworking her? They said, we're gonna rework her so that the sniper people can still enjoy her. Fucking... No, I'm in a bad mood because Black Widow used to be my main character in Marvel Rivals. And one thing I loved about her is the fact that I could hip fire with her and play like mid-range, and I could learn melee weaving combos with her. So you could play any range with her, but it took skill and execution. That was sort of the gimmick with her. But all these sniper players, oh, she got scope, me snipe with her. Okay, so all they do is just sit back and snipe with her. And then guess what happens? That just becomes her playstyle for the best players who are good at aiming. Okay, sure. Then what do? They balance her around that playstyle. Now, I ranted about this when I was playing Marvel Rivals, and I was showing you a lot the Black Widow's abilities and what they did to her, and what I think should change about her. And now that they're doing this, they're basically confirming, yeah, we're just gonna listen to the sniper players. Like, fuck making her a versatile character at all ranges. No, we really want her to just be a sniper player, and all the sniper players want her to be a sniper player. They want their little pet sniper character. And now they've changed her to be such a dumb character. I fucking hate. I'm not playing her ever again anymore. There's no point. I'm not playing sniper with her. Like, can you please give her a melee form? For fuck's sake, is it so hard to ask for? You give her batons. You can press triangle to switch her batons. She has a kick that bashes people away and then targets one person to zip kick stun them. And yet you just insist on just keeping her as a fucking sniper. Like, come on. Oh my god, because all these fucking idiot snipers want to do is just sit back and scope people. Like, fuck off. Don't let the fucking game devolve into that. These idiots ruined Overwatch because of that. And now you're going to tend to those people? The reason people jumped off of Overwatch is because Widowmaker was unbalanced. Because of people like her. Because of players who just want to snipe all the time. And now you want to turn Widow, instead of thinking, alright, why don't we dial back on the pure sniper playstyle and give her an actual functioning melee ability, functioning melee form, so you can play mid to close range, and so that she can still scope people out. It's still strong. She can still be a long range threat. In fact, she's still viable as a long range threat, but she's not going to one hit kill headshot people. She's going to have more, you know, DPS pressure, and should you want to, you can play mid close range and flank a little easier with her, because you have more, now you have more combat capabilities. Nope. Why bother make Black Widow, the fucking Marvel super spy infiltrator martial artist? Why bother make her anything other than a fucking boring sniper? I fucking hate Overwatch players. I'm in a bad mood now. All they want to do is ruin every game they fucking touch. They're ruining the one character I've freaking enjoyed. Because they're just so fucking... I'm in a bad mood. Just play fun car racing games, smash people up and have fun. It's because I'm hot and bothered as well. That's another reason I'm so annoyed. To be fair, I'll be this annoyed anyway, but the fact that I'm hot and bothered, it's just amplifying it for me. How was that a tabletop? Let me find someone to just head-on collision. You. Yeah, that made me feel better. Oh, whoops. Wow, I lost. Idiot. Right, now I feel better. He's gonna come charging after me, so. See, when you're feeling sad, Need for Madness cheers you up. Oh, by the way, I actually I goofed a bit with this stream actually. Because I checked my, I have a little list of all the upcoming songs for Need for Madness that I have in order. That's why each intro screen and the name of each stream is based on one of the tracks in the game, one of the races. So it's themed after it. My little character's Posenoi, and the race I chose this stream, Confusion is an Illusion, was not actually on the list. It was we're on stream number 9 now for Need for Madness, and it wasn't actually number 9. Number 9 was meant to be Dances with Monsters, which is the stage 15 for Need for Madness 2. The one I chose is stage 10 for Need for Madness 1. So I goofed a little, so I thought, well, it's no harm, no foul, so I'll just change it anyway. Which is still a good song. I like Confusion is an Illusion, but what I'm more proud of is that the thumbnail I made was actually it was quite hard to make, because it's got 3 reflections. Okay, not 3, it's got 2 reflections on it. Excuse me. Why? So I'm quite proud. I love making thumbnails. with my character. My quote-unquote my character. The Dreadbringer is technically not my character, but you know, I make, you know, who else is out there on planet Earth using Alliance Heroes of the Spires characters as like their avatar? If there are any people out there, I'd love to meet them, because that game, undisputed, best mobile game ever made. Oh my goodness. I'll tell you what though, Marvel Rivals has been a bit of a pain recently. I guess not recently. Just with bloody Grandmaster. The people in there love fucking talking. Like, bro, I don't give a damn like who you are. Why are you talking in the lobby? Like, just shush. Like, why are you atting me in all chat? I don't care who you are. Like, you're just chatting. I'm trying to play. Like, ooh, dude, let me have something smart to say. Like, bruh, who's laughing? No one gives a damn who you are. You're some random on bloody PlayStation or Xbox. Who cares? Alright, shut up and play the game. I like, the only people I like insulting are my own team, because they kind of deserve to be insulted. That's the point of the chat, is to insult your own team. Like, I don't give a damn about the enemy team, because like I'm killing you lot, or I'm trying to kill you lot. So I'll let me just stick to trying to kill you lot. I'm not trying to talk to you lot. But the chat is meant to be for me to insult my own teammates. Wasted old king. Yeah, I was just ranting about that waifu. They've completely gutted Black Widow. Completely ruined the character. Absolute travesty of a rework. And it's just as I feared it would as well. You don't need to fucking cater to the sniping idiots who play Overwatch. Okay, they want to turn the dumbass fucking Black Widow into a fucking aim down main sniping character. How about, here's a crazy idea, we just fucking lower her gun's damage so that she's not a fucking aim down main sniper. And here's another crazy thing, and we can give her more abilities. Maybe if she has more ways of fighting people, like with her, I don't know, melee form, then she wouldn't just sit at the back and snipe people all day, and then occasionally kick one person trying to dive. Like, is that so hard to ask for? That we get a versatile playstyle for her and not just snipe? Oh, they balanced the character to appease the sniper players who like the character. They fucking ruined Overwatch. Why are you gonna listen to them? Do you know why people stop playing Overwatch? Do you want to know why? It's not because of five-man ranked. It's not because of new characters. It's not because they are of Overwatch 2 and changing the balance. It's because Widowmaker, of every single OG character in the game, was the only one to not receive a rework. Why? Because she's impossible to rework and she single-handedly ruined the game for everyone. Why? Because aim down main snipers who one-hit kill people are impossible to play against. And that's why Black Widow in Marvel Rivals not having a one-shot was a good thing. All they needed to do was just give her fucking more abilities, so she wasn't just shackled to her gun, sitting in one spot. Just give her more abilities, and let her fucking fight people like fucking Black Widow does. Fuck. Actually, yeah, let's go Max Revenge. My goat Max Revenge. That's all they had to do. Give her, like, that jump melee slam that she has. I suggested that. I said, why not give her an ability that she can use while super jumping? I said that in my rant last week. They gave it to her. Bang fucking tastic. Guess what they didn't do? What? Okay, they did 1.5 things that I wanted. They didn't. They removed the ADS, the aim down sight ability on her melee form. That's great. Do you know what else they did? They removed it from her kit entirely. Now the aim down sight is her fucking ultimate. Why is Black Widow's ultimate a fucking sniper mode? Let that be her base kit. Let her have a scope that just removes all fall off damage. Let her base hip fire be 100. Have it fall off at fucking 30 meters, 25%. All you have to do. And then aim down sight allows for the pinpoint accurate at all ranges. And then you just give her you give her melee ability for her aim down sight ability. You give her her super jump melee ability, that's fine. And then how about this? We give her another melee ability. All you had to do was just give her more melee abilities. Let her baton combo do fucking something else other than just 3 fucking boring hits. Why is it Moon Knight? Fucking Moon Knight uses batons for his R3 melee ability. Guess what? He does a 3-hit combo. For his 3rd hit, he does a AoE knockback on all enemies. Moon Knight has better melee form than Black Widow. Fucking why? Can we not just give fucking Black Widow a melee form? Why give her an actual, like, you could click triangle to switch to her bloody batons? Like, I showed this when I was when I was ranting about this as well. You play as Daredevil. No, not Daredevil, sorry, Deadpool. You click triangle, you're in gun form, and you can switch to his sword form. In his gun form, you click a button and he throws his little icon and it does a spinning thing. Great. You press triangle, you switch to his melee weapons, and then guess what? That ability becomes a dash. We can do it. We can give Black Widow melee abilities when she switches to melee form. You can do it because you've already done it. What on earth is going on? He's gonna kill me. Thank goodness Max Revenge has just amazing handling. Get out of here. So yeah, Black Widow is a fucking dead character now. At least, maybe now, the rework would maybe allow me to play the game without people immediately throwing the game. Because if you pick Black Widow, the people in your team will give up. Like they're just so fucking brainwashed by streamers, which is why I fucking hate streamers who dictate the game. They're so brainwashed by streamers that the second you pick Black Widow, they're like, oh, we're throwing the game, are we? Or if you're not head topping everyone within the first minute of the game, they'll look at you and they'll be like, oh, you must be the problem here. Not that our tanks are like, you know, creating enough space, zoning enough, and letting, you know, giving the DPS, or not that we're breathing or pressuring or anything like that. No, it just the default must default to the Black Widow, and therefore, because we have a Black Widow, the game must be thrown. No, they didn't. They haven't given her too much stuff in her kit. They gave her the wrong things to her kit. She doesn't need she doesn't need another gun ability. Why does she need another gun ability? Like, oh, they moved her ult to an ability now that's less powerful, but it's an ability she can use in her gun form. Okay, why does she need that? Tanks were the main things that win or lose games. I could believe that because when I'm in a game, well, I don't know if I'll believe that because I was in a game earlier, and I guess the lack of tanks was an issue. Why won't it let me overturn? What the fuck is going on here? Okay. And I was playing solo tank, Emma Frost. I was playing solo tank against Devil Dinosaur and Doctor Strange, which is manageable as Emma Frost, but definitely hard. And wow. Wait, hold on. If I wait here, if I went through that hoop, I would have came back. Basically, I was doing fine holding the neutral. We had 3 DPSs who weren't doing fucking anything. So I guess if one of them switched to tank, maybe it would have turned out differently. But on the whole, that was just skill issue from really bad players. Some people need to learn, like, if you're not cooking, switch. I was in a game, and I think we won. I don't know if we won the game because of me beast moding, but someone was a champion squirrel girl, and then they were doing fuck all. No, wait, we lost that game. I remember it now. Champion squirrel girl, they were doing fuck all, and then they switched to Lord Scarlet Witch, and I thought, okay, this person is just a professional useless player. They're just professionally useless, and they did fuck all game. People, because this game is just full of ex-Overwatch players. The second Overwatch Marvel Rivals came out and then Overwatch had to like step up their game again. Immediately the players were like, "Oh look, is it possible for us to jump ship now?" Now that the hype's gone and they're like, "Oh, I guess Marvel Rivals is still the better game." I've been thinking honestly of not going back to Overwatch, but the new character they released, Shion, that robot chick with the 2 pistols, she looks quite fun. And I don't know about you, I play games if they're fun. And I kind of want to play Overwatch again because they have Vendetta and they have Shion. And I used to play Widowmaker, I used to play Reinhardt, and I used to play Doomfist and Reaper. Now they've changed Doomfist to a tank, so I'm a little sad about that. But Reaper's still fun, I think. And Shion and Vendetta look very fun. Radical 1 got wasted. Oh, it's a free win. It's a free win. I've been meaning to edit that video or that clip of me in that Marvel Rivals video. I've been meaning to just edit just the part of me ranting about Black Widow and then just post it as a video. Yeah, no, you're perfectly right actually. Overwatch players are just right now, they're just going around game to game ruining everything because they're all entitled fucking man kids. They're moving to the same stuff that killed their game. Why do you want Black Widow to play like Widowmaker when Widowmaker ruined Overwatch? I like Widowmaker because she's hot and, you know, sniping was quite fun. But if you watch pro games of Overwatch, especially back in the day, Widowmakers ran lobbies and it wasn't fun and it was completely unbalanced. How do you counter that? You either have to gut the playstyle or you just fucking deal with it. And then what were Marvel Rivals doing when they realized that that Black Widow is becoming, you know, she's being played by Widowmaker players, and they want her to be more like Widowmaker? What do? They're like, oh, we don't want to ruin the character for all our Widowmaker mains out there. They might go back to Overwatch. If they go back to Overwatch, they'll kill the game and then come back to Marvel Rivals. That's what will happen. So fuck them. For a laugh. Them little twerps can go ruin any other game that they want, but stop listening to these people who want I dare say objectively bad things for the game by begging for bloody Black Widow to be a fucking Widowmaker clone. Yeah, Widowmaker, like, I was watching, like, I was on a stream of one of Marvel Rivals, the YouTubers I watch, and they were watching like a compilation of like Overwatch pro games from back in like 2019 or something like that. It was a while ago, and there were some Widowmakers that were in that compilation, and they were like the players who were good at Widowmaker back in the pro scene of Overwatch. Like they would literally like flick their wrist, like literally look at the flick of that wrist, bang, and just head tap someone. And with Widowmaker, it was a legit one shot on anyone that wasn't a tank. You want that in Marvel Rivals, when that's what's making or breaking bloody Overwatch. At that point, I can't take you seriously. Like, why can Deadpool? Why am I missing? How is Elking of all characters jumping over this bloody repair hoop? Hey you. Whatever. Okay. Well, while I run, I'm gonna try and get this repair hoop. At this point, I might just waste myself actually. Come here. Sure. While I read comments. You know why Marvel Rivals doesn't have the same flow as Prime Overwatch? Because the neutral game in Prime Overwatch, like 6v6 Overwatch, was the best. That's something that people like, I think, overlook when they think of Overwatch, is that the actual moment-to-moment gameplay, particularly the neutral gameplay where you like, you know, there's the standoff between the two teams. It was so well balanced that it was actually unbelievable how well it played. And in Marvel Rivals, you don't get that same neutral game. You kind of do if you have like if your two DPSs and your two tanks are all like, if your two DPSs are like projectiles or hit scans and they're staying down main, or if the tanks are also just like shield tanks that stay down main. Because in Overwatch, they had a few flank heroes, and they were the ones that really, you know, they can get a game moving. But the neutral game for Overwatch was impeccable. Also, healing in Overwatch wasn't so crazy. Like, healing in Marvel Rivals, especially support ults, crazy. But the Overwatch neutral game is stuff of legend. Ooh. Please. Oh my goodness. And what is another thing? a thing that made Overwatch so good as well is that I'm talking about like neutral standoffs in games, but it was like the maps themselves were what also made like the difference. Because like I'm thinking of the like I can't remember the names exactly. I'm thinking of the Egyptian map, for example, and they've got such good cover for both teams that even if you are in proper neutral, the map itself plays such a good part in determining how the standoff goes off. And it's not saying Marvel Rivals has bad maps. It's that a lot of them, like a lot of what facilitates a switch up to the standoff is mainly due to the outrageousness of the heroes. Like not a lot of maps do a lot of the heavy lifting in Marvel Rivals. The maps in Overwatch were amazing. You could literally be in a perfect standoff and then just utilizing the map in Overwatch could get you an advantage. The best you can do in Marvel Rivals for maps are maps with moving objects in them. Like that's why they have the gimmick and the gimmicks of each map, like objects that move in them or destructible environments. That's what they're trying to do with that's what they're trying to do to separate their maps from Overwatch by making them interesting, is making the maps have like a dynamic feature to them. But the heroes themselves are also so outrageous that you can boil it down to the neutral standoff, and it's literally which characters can brute force the others better and break up the neutral. Like and Marvel Rivals has so many divers, so many like off-brand heroes that they can break up that gameplay so quickly, which is fine. Like the chaotic nature of Marvel Rivals, I think, is actually quite fun. It just doesn't compete with the way Overwatch like handled the team battles and whatnot. And I think that's another reason people will always hold Overwatch to high regard. I still hold it to high regard. Like a lot of people who are like, duh, Overwatch bad. Like, okay, you're switch off the internet, take a deep breath, come back in 5 minutes, and then refilter your opinions. You're not trying to impress everyone by just saying duh, Overwatch bad. Like, right, have a proper opinion. Why do you not like Overwatch? Oh, duh, because new stuff make duh gay. Like, okay, what about Prime Overwatch? Prime Overwatch was fucking unbeatable in terms of peak. So I'm trying to remember, because I can remember I was watching an Overwatch tournament recently, and I can remember the maps, but because it's been so long since I played them myself, I can't picture exactly how they play out. But yeah, any map in Overwatch is just, they're magical. Bang. Because he's so fast, he just wins that dude. Oh, nice camera angle, thank you. Prime Overwatch, I'd say that, a lot of people love like League of Legends as well back in its prime. Fucking that game was amazing. In fact, because I heard they're releasing Classic League, I'm gonna play that because Classic League is what got me into the game. So I'm gonna play Classic League and relive what I can of the glory days that actually brought me into the game. Back when the game was actually fun. Because a lot of these games, like even Smite is still, I think, a very fun game. I just haven't pulled myself to play it recently, but if I don't find the game fun, I'm just not interested in it. I guess Smite was also very fun when I used to play Smite. I guess Smite is a game where it holds too many memories for me to want to play again. because I'd be up on my PlayStation back when I was unemployed with my friends, and either they'd be playing Smite with me or they'd be playing their own game, and I'd just be in arenas, just murdering people, playing Smite. Same with Paladins. I have as much as, dare I say it, but Paladins was, in my opinion, a better hero shooter than Overwatch. The only thing holding it back is that it wasn't as popular. But the way Paladins was balanced, the way you had like support cards, the way each role actually played themselves, and the heroes themselves were amazing. I just skipped over a lot of comments. Yeah. Prime Overwatch dominated for a reason. It did. It had every right to dominate as well, because it was just that good. And the hype for Overwatch as well. Like, if you were there when the first trailer for that game came out, magical, fucking magical. Didn't get a chance to play it. I mean, I played it on, when I first played Overwatch, it was on console. Like I said, I don't respect PC players, mouse and keyboard players, but whatever. Like, I was perfectly fine playing on my change. Wait, I played up until Moira and Bridget. I don't know if they changed it. I mean, 5v5 came long after, like, Echo came into the game, and Echo came after Ashe. And I remember playing Ashe. No, I remember I was there when Ashe was released, and I was playing it then, and then I stopped playing after that. I don't remember when they changed it to like Overwatch 2, for example, and I mean, McCree was still McCree at the time. And you know what? You know, you can tell a gay Overwatch player from a mile away when I call McCree by McCree, and they're like, his name's Cassidy. Like I'm like, no, his name's McCree. My goat's name's McCree. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck Cassidy is. I don't know where you got that name from. My goat's called McCree. Oh, but the person who's named after, he's sexually assaulted people. Okay, skill issue. McCree raped you. Get good, respawn. Maybe switch to a better character. Fight him again. Fucking losers. You won't play Classic League because you hate Riot as a company. I can respect that. I can respect people who don't like it. I mean, I dread what they're doing with the game and their characters. Personally, because you know I'm a massive League fan, so I don't blame you if you don't want to play yourself. You still play Smite? Play Smite and Deadlock. I've watched people play Deadlock. We completed Need for Madness 1, by the way, so let me just get Need for Madness 2 up. I've seen people play Deadlock, and the game looks good. It looks good. I personally don't like it. I think it's just an inferior Paladins. Although Paladins was first person. But if people... Plus, there are no characters in Deadlock that cool to me. They're all, like, painfully mid. Like, I think the max I'd give a character is like a 7 out of 10. The Deadlock characters, to me, just look solid 7s to 4, like 4 to 7 out of 10. That's the range of bloody Deadlock characters. I hate to say it. Zombie bomb screaming in chat. Deadlock is just like I'm glad people like Deadlock, and I'm glad it's something new for people to play. Again, just looks painfully mid. The gameplay looks as well. But you know, I'm not. It's not that I'm turned off of MOBAs. There's just when I was in school, that was the glory days to play that. Now I can't drag myself to like the will to game with a game like Overwatch is just, or no, not a game like MOBAs now. It's just too much time out of my day for a game that it has to satisfy my fun meter, and I just don't think it does. Like and they've like League, for example, they've sped that game up like a fucking ramp, but it's just got too many hideous characters and it's too damage crept. I actually liked it when it was a slower paced game because it felt more tactical. But like, no, if a game's eating up too much of my time and it's not fun enough, then I can't play. And Deadlock just it doesn't look interesting enough, unfortunately. There was a few other comments there. Homie has thousands of hours on Smite. He means Ratatoska, Carly, and I'm guessing that's Baron Samedi, the voodoo mage. I remember when Ratatoska came out. In fact, when I first played Smite, I remember like cycling through the characters for who to play, and Carly was like, she was so cool. She was amazing. I kind of don't like what they did to her artwork now, and Smite 2 is kind of weird now. Baron Samedi was quite cool. I remember one of my friends used to play him because he was like a crazy voodoo guy. But Smite Night was fucking peak. Like, I remember playing with my friends all in a 4-stack, and we'd all play like Siege. We didn't know what the fuck we were doing, but we were having the time of our lives. And then there would be like 1 or 2 of us, and we'd play like a joust. Or it would be like, because joust is 3v3. Oh, those were fun. Or if there was like, I think when there was 4 of us together, we'd do 2v2 against each other. Oh, I try hard, it's so hard on Hella. And then when Smite moved to PlayStation, oh my days. Smite Night on the PlayStation was fucking amazing. I figured, I cracked the code. My Hell, because I mained Hell and Nemesis and I guess Darji. And I guess Thor, because one of my friends mained Loki, so I was like, you know, if you play Loki, I'll play Thor. We'll be the Sons of Asgard. And I just grief with Thor. Like, I charged him instantly. But when I played Hell, when I got like 2 or 3 items, Chrono Pendant, I was untouchable. I remember my friend literally walked away for like 30 seconds to go get like water or something, and I solo pentakilled the enemy team. And I was trying to tell him, yeah, yo, I just pentakilled them. It happened so quickly, he couldn't even, like, I was like, I have to verify this after the game. I'm gonna screenshot it. just to see the pentakill came up while that few seconds you were away from the screen. Fucking amazing. Oh yeah, you wait, cancel that. Let me just go down. Yeah. Deadlock is a high skill game. I think any MOBA really is a high skill game. I think that's what turns people off of them, honestly, and that's why they're trying to. One reason I feel like they're trying to speed up the game and dumb it down, is because, like, you know, TikTok kids and retards nowadays who are just like, I wouldn't say people like me, because I would value a nice fun long game if there is one, but that's tactical. But people nowadays are like, you know, they're dumb and they want their fast action. That's one reason I stopped watching the pro games, because they damage crept the game so much that games were like 15-20 minutes long in the pro games, when they used to be 35 games minimum, 35 minutes minimum, 45 to an hour average. Now 35 minutes is considered the late game. That's how sped up the game is. I'm like, okay, this is brain rot dumb. Like, there's no entertainment in this. It's just dumb. It's literally an ARAM with a 15-minute startup window. Dumb-ass game. Disappointed by the lack of the fact that have they even added single player into Overwatch? Like, That's ridiculous, honestly. No single player on Overwatch. And zombie bomb screaming at me. And I'm screaming back. Paladins, you know what? I didn't mind Paladins maps, honestly. I think it's because the heroes were so good in that game. Like, I loved Paladins. That game was... One thing that made Paladins a bit difficult was because you had the mount system. Which is why maps had to... I think maps were actually quite a bit... maps were a bit open in Paladins because there was a lot of mobility natural to each character. Not in terms of vertical mobility, but just getting from point A to point B because you had the mount system. And shields were quite good in that game. Like, Paladins was a magical game. Oh my god. If I could play Paladins should have had the popularity of Overwatch. If it did, I'd still be playing it now. Because Leon is the best hero shooter character ever designed. Ever. In any game whatsoever. Overwatch, Marvel Rivals, fucking Tribes Ascend, bloody Deadlock, any other hero shooter you can think of. Leon was the best character. I had the cleanest gameplays of her. Oh my god. And she was hit scan as well. Just think about that. I'm on controller playing a hit scan character. Like a fucking god. I should have played ranked now that I think of it. Let me try and read some comments while I'm skating around. Yeah, the Deadlock gameplay loop. I see that you have the zip lines on top, which is like, I guess, a home guard effect, which people don't want to admit it, but that's a form of speeding up the game. Because getting from point A to point B very fast is actually like quite a determinant of the game. But the fact that it's and you can slide in that game. I guess that's just part of the combat loop, the sliding mechanic. Because I think you have infinity bullets while you're sliding as well, but it's like it's such short-lived. Smite having the best ways of insulting people. What was best is the fact. Oh, here's another thing that people don't realize of Smite. Every character was fully voiced. They had all those little callouts you can give. All of them were unique, and almost every single skin a character had unique voice lines for them. Skins in that game were fucking worth it. Skins in that game were cheaper than League skins, and they were amazing. Smite skins were literally unbeatable. Yeah, Smite new MOBAs, like, or new games in general. I'm grateful that I hope that they push out most of the old games, because like these old MOBAs, they need to, I don't want to say they need to switch up, but they need to remember what made them popular in the first place. Like, they're getting too comfortable, or they're changing too much for the worse. Like, they need to... Am I asking for League to erase half its roster and go back to... See, that's why I'm interested in Classic League, because like half the annoying characters that I just detest in the game are gone. All the characters that don't belong in the game are just not there anymore, so... And the game's not damage crept to an insane degree. I saw someone post, like, oh... Don't you remember in Classic League that they had Sword of the Divine? Sword of the Divine gave you an active effect where you had, for your next 3 attacks, you had 100% attack speed and 100% crit chance. Duh, imagine Rengar with this. I'm thinking, yeah, I do imagine Rengar with this. I used to play back then. It's not that deep. Loser. Soy-ass beverage. You're just soy because you're gonna get deleted as an ADC. Whereas now, ADCs get like Infinity Edge. They have like 45% crit multiplier. Every item gives them attack damage and critical hit chance. So with 2 items, they have like 300 AD and 50% crit chance. Like, that's not overpowered. Back in the day, ADCs used to build one crit multiplier item, which was usually Infinity Edge, and then one crit chance and attack speed multiplier item, usually Static Shiv or maybe Phantom Dancer. Because they actually had to... This guy is fucking on me. Why is he so fast? But yeah, I'm not going to rant about the balance of the league. I'm just glad that I can hopefully play Classic League again. Ooh, smooth. There we go. Played Paladins during COVID. That's when I was playing it as well. I mean, I was playing it before then, but COVID kept everyone indoors, so it was an opportunity for me to play, and I was unemployed at that time, so it was a good excuse for me to just play Smite and Paladins and Sekiro, and I think Dark Souls 3 up in my PlayStation, or Borderlands 2 as well, because I think the DLC came out at that point as well. Up in the PlayStation with the boys, like that was the time. So I played Smite and Paladins a lot then. And it never captured my friends either, and that's a shame because they played Smite, but they didn't play Paladins. And we all played Overwatch, but they didn't want to play Paladins, and I fucking loved Paladins. I almost got the Platinum Trophy for Paladins, but you set fire to your carpet. Don't go setting fire to your carpet. I don't think that's a good idea. Give my boy lead oxide. Of course I land upside down. Oh, is this guy just on me already? What the? Come here, you. Ooh, he got smacked. He got smacked. Come here. He got for another round. Oh, is someone about to get smacked? Is that Sword of Justice? Where is he? There he is. There he is. Yes! Ooh. It's easy. It's easy. We've got this. He's gone. The officer's gone. The Met is fucking gone. White people aren't going to get arrested for crimes of black people now. Come here, you. Okay, whatever. Wait, should I hold on, let me just read what you wrote, zombie. When I've smashed someone. Oh, they got crushed. He got crushed. Oof, he got crushed. Come here, you. Oh, you got crushed. Oh, big boy lead oxide. Oh, I got... I wasted him. Clean. Oh, get out of my game. Who's next? He's almost out of here. Get out of here. Get out of my game. Such a... I'm happy now. I'm enjoying myself. Oh, oh. Oh, oh, what's that? Oh, oh. Get out of here. Get out of here. Oh, I'm almost at the finish line. Should I include some of my... Wait, AI bosses? And they call me their queen. I don't know if they'll accept AI on your... You call it resume, we call it CV over here. And I can't remember what CV stands for. But yeah, I don't know if including AI is a good idea. But I'm not your boss, zombie. So, you know, you have my blessing. Just maybe don't include their references if they ask for... Actually, I don't know. I don't know how it works over there. Would they Google your boss and find out that it's AI? Bang. Ooh, get out of my game. Oh, I almost got High Rider. Almost got High Rider out of my game. Oh, Max Revenge. Oh, Cool Cat's out of my game. Tornado Shark's out of my game. I think High Rider's got repaired. Oh, 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 oh. Did High Rider not get repaired? Oh, he's out of my game. Everyone's getting wasted. Everyone's out here getting wasted. Everyone's out here getting out of my game. Come here, you. What? What are you doing? Ooh. That's the Max Revenge special. Max Revenge and Lead Oxide holding it up for the OGs. Depending on how quickly I beat this game, which will mean I'll finish stream and I won't be able to chat with you lot. By the way, that's the main reason I like doing these Tuesday Need for Madness streams, because sometimes things happen. I hate sneezing. Sometimes things happen throughout the week and I just want to talk about it idly while I play a game, and that's what these Tuesday streams are for. Play a dumb game like Need for Madness that, for the most part, I enjoy every time I play it. I guess the only times I don't enjoy is when I lose, which, you know, I lose quite a lot, so... But that doesn't matter. The game's still fun. Whoops. Ah, you can get repaired all you like. I'll just smash you up more. Oh. Get out of here. So, zombie, do you reckon if you tell them you've worked at that previous place you worked at, they they'd have already closed by the time you're applying for another job? Zombie, would you wish you can go to your old employers, whatever, the people you used to work for, just cuss them out some more? You know what? I really feel like where I work, zombie, I wish I could like some of those guys that I used to work with who don't work there anymore, they still come by every now and then to, like, you know, see the place or whatever. And some of them left on like bad terms. So I'm thinking, like, if I quit my, like, if I left that place, I'd come back and just be a complete menace. And yeah, this game is, it's not just a comfort game. I'm like happy I even get to play this game at all, because there was a time where I was like I was just had the multiplayer version for it, and I didn't realize there was an archived version of 1 and 2. And when I started playing again, I found out that that you needed like a new JavaScript, or one of the old JavaScripts, sorry, in order to run the game. And I didn't have the right one, and I didn't know that I didn't have the right one, so the game would never load for me. And I was like super worried. I was like, I can't play this game anymore. Guess who helped me figure out how to play this game? ChatGPT. I was telling it, how do I play Need for Madness? I was like, there was just one thing, that screen that kept coming up saying, oh, this error or something like that. And I told ChatGPT, actually, let me let the background music play, the epic one. Well, the Garden of the King remains in view. And I was telling it, like, I want to play this game again, but I keep getting these errors come up. And it was like, oh, you need to go into... It was telling me to go through these complex files. And then it said, oh, you need a JavaScript model and whatnot. And I said, how do I know which JavaScript I've got? And it's like, you can go through here. And then I said, I think... And I showed it my JavaScript model, and it said, you're actually using... I think it needs JavaScript 8. But I'm using a JavaScript 8 that's out of this. It's too far forward that it couldn't play the old games. Then it said it could provide me a safe link to a download for the old JavaScript. So it bloody ChatGPT fucking gave me the link to play Need for Madness again. And now here I am playing this fucking amazing game every Tuesday night. My childhood. Come home to hear this theme. I love this game. So yeah, AI is better than people. I can't wait for my AI waifu. You know Lady Deathstrike in Marvel Comics? She's part cyborg. So if I get a robot wife and I make it Lady Deathstrike, it's technically comic accurate. There's nothing weird about that. That's really awesome. ChatGPT is just better than everyone. I use ChatGPT to help me write stories as well. Oh my goodness! That's why he's the king, I guess. I one-hit killed Formula 7, and he does this. Let me just watch this. Where's Formula 7? He just goes zooming on me. He's right there. Where's Old King? He's like right. He's right there. Bang, bang. Look at that. I suddenly became the Formula 7. If you know what, like right now I'm like Black Widow is like the character I like the most, because in terms of Marvel Comics, she is the character in the game right now who I like the most. I unfortunately can't really play her that much because they're fucking up her playstyle, and the second you try and lock her in, people throw the game, so I can't enjoy my favorite character. If they release Lady Deathstrike into the game, I think I'll actively just insta-lock her every game. And if I can't insta-lock her, then I guess I'll just have to fill. I'll just play Lunar Snow and just dance until we lose the game. Like if she gets, the only way you'll be able to stop me from playing her is if she's picked or banned. The new Marvel Rivals update. Firstly, they're ruining Black Widow. Thank you Overwatch players. I needed that. It's just what I needed. Because you fucking idiots can't fucking... Because you're too scared to play melee characters. Fucking dickheads. That's one thing that Oh, you're making me angry about Marvel Rivals again. You know one thing that I hate about Overwatch players? Magic, Marvel Rivals, I think the lowest her win rate has ever dropped is 56%. She's had as high as 64% win rate. I think 67%. She is, since Season 0, the highest win rate DPS in the game across all ranks. And do you know what ex-Overwatch players are all saying when they're making tier lists? She's just an anomaly. That's just the magic mains. Oh, she's not really that good. Really? She's never had below 55. She's never had a below 55% win rate. And you're saying she's not good. She's an anomaly. When her play rate, by the way, is like in the top 10%, or sorry, top 10 for DPS players. So it's not like she's got like Storm levels of playtime where it's like just super low, like barely picked, like bottom playlist play character. She's got a high play rate, not the highest, but not like she's above the middle of the ranks. So she gets picked a lot, and she's got a 55% win rate. And none of these streamers, none of these quote-unquote pros, all these ex-Overwatch players will refuse to admit that she's strong. And do you know why they won't admit that she's strong? Because she's a melee character, and they don't play melee. In fact, they don't have melee characters in Overwatch, and that's their only frame of reference. Marvel Rivals is fucking... That's one reason I love Marvel Rivals so much, is that it's actually loaded with melee characters. But you can't tell that to a bloody Overwatch player, because they don't know what a melee character looks like. Fuck, they released Vendetta, and then I think Overwatch themselves were like the first ever melee character added to Overwatch. And then people were like, oh, I guess Reinhardt can just go fuck himself. Because Reinhardt was their only melee character in that bloody game. And the only second melee character in that game was bloody Genji's ult. That's the frame of reference for these fucking Overwatch players. Why am I going to listen to them on Marvel Rivals? Firstly, Marvel Rivals is third person. Secondly, we actually have a diverse hero pool. Thirdly, they're not tank, DPS, healer, or support. They are Vanguard, Duelist, Strategist. And the reason they're named as such is because they actually play different roles to just... Like, Thor doesn't stand in front of the fucking front line and take shots like a traditional tank. Every tank in Overwatch does that. Thor, Hulk, Captain America, Angela, several Vanguards do not play like that. You're actually right about that. Well, here's one thing. All Widowmaker players, they play, if they can't play Black Widow, they, like you said, they just play another hit scan player. They play like Hela or Phoenix. It used to be just Phoenix until it used to be just Hela until Phoenix came into the game. Now they can play Cyclops, who's more cancerous than all of them combined. But they love Widow because she has a scope. And the scope returns you to a first-person camera setting. And because they play Widowmaker so much, they love the scope gameplay. Brad, you're actually right about that, 100%. Widowmaker is... Not only is Widowmaker better than Black Widow, but they should not be trying to make Black Widow be anything like Widowmaker. Squirrel Girl is also just a shit character, and Junkrat is way better. And I think, isn't Mercy like the most heal bot support in the game for Overwatch, and yet her healing is still like massively outdone by the crazy amounts of healing that's available in Marvel Rivals. That's one thing that I'll give Overwatch players credit for, is that they call out the support ults as an example, but supports in general just being a crazy role, or like a strategist in Marvel Rivals, and some characters just have absurd healing. Like Mantis, for example, her ult needs a rework. I'm sorry, why does Mantis as a whole character needs a rework? Before Black Widow, Mantis needs a rework. But no one's gonna listen to me, are they? Elking's right behind me. Thing is, waifu, what you're saying about Mercy is what I remember hearing from some Overwatch players, that Mercy doesn't get a lot of because when you play Overwatch measures your performance in game. If you play support, if you're healing a lot, you get good, like they think you're a good player, and you'll generally get more LP, or like, you know, rank up points for just heal botting on support. If you play Mercy, however, her playstyle is not just to just heal bot people, but to sit on a good DPS and just be their damage boost pocket, and then occasionally heal. And usually the rest of the healing duty is relegated to the other healer. And that's why what I heard is that Mercy a lot of Mercy players don't get a lot of LP gain, due to the fact that their healing numbers aren't as high as other healers, because most of their value is coming from damage boosting, which doesn't show up in stats. Which is an interesting thing I learned about Mercy, despite the fact that Mercy looks like the most e-girl, sit back and just ooh heal as much as you can. I think now Kiriko is that character. So Mercy's been made unemployed, unfortunately. Because Kiriko is just the little Asian waifu that they just want to make tons of skins for. Oh my goodness. Elking is right there, being a madman. Where is he? See, the objective of this map is it wants you to stay off the ground as much as possible, because when you're on the ground, Elking can ram you. You made yourself a Sunday, but it's Tuesday. I guess technically it's Wednesday for me, but it's Tuesday for everyone else, so. Ooh, I'm slick. Let me eat. Ooh, clean. Alright, it's such a good call. See, I can actually ramp off of those little bumps there. Yeah, it's just gonna go for the backflips. Ooh. Beautiful. Not even gonna move. Let me just read what Brad was saying, because I think he was saying. It's actually funny that you say that, because Mercy's got a lot to her, and she's still the most boring character, like boring support to play. That's actually just so true. Like the meme of Moira players is that they just want to be damage dealers. But I mean, yeah, you just have fun killing people. That's kind of what they're trying to do in Marvel Rivals, like giving Luna Snow so many damage buffs, trying to make strategists actually be able to fight back. But you know, some people just want to heal bot. That's perfectly fine. All the supports in Overwatch, I'd agree, are just better than Marvel Rivals healers or support strategists, except, and I'm just saying this out of bias, except for Ultron, because Ultron just lasers people. That's fun. I like killing people, so if I could play triple DPS and you just let me play Ultron, I can just fly in the sky and laser people. I am having fun. I don't know which other which other healer in Overwatch can sit in the sky and laser people. Also, Jeff is gay, and Jeff's got to go. Rocket's ult has actually been buffed. Like Rocket ult used to just be a 40% damage amp. Then they gave it the shield and dropped it to a 25% damage amp. Then they rebuffed it to a 40% damage amp plus the shield still on there. And now I think they recently buffed it so it has the actual device has more HP. And they wonder why Rocket's top tier. Maybe it's because you buffed his ult 4 times. Back in my day, the only reason you play Rocket Raccoon is to pocket a Punisher. I was perfectly fine. Like if I was playing like I had a Punisher on my team and like someone needs to play support, I'm like I'll just go Rocket and I'll just follow this guy around. Rocket used to be Mercy, but to Punisher. I just follow this guy around. He sits up somewhere with a turret, and I just sit up there with him. I don't need to heal him because he's got the turret. I can just shoot someone else, and then I can just heal my teammates. And then once he's dropped his turret, you're in a good spot. Let me drop down that little team up that gave him infinite ammo and high attack speed. Shred. I remember I won a game back in like season 1 or 2 in a Grandmaster lobby by just pocketing a Punisher as Rocket Raccoon, and he was doing great. And then he second I see him pinging that his ult's ready. Alright, my ult's ready too. Judge, jury, or I guess he says, I'm doing this my way. That's it. Hey Diddy, enjoy the amplifier. And that's it. He just shreds everyone. And back then it didn't have a shield. But it didn't need a shield. I just had a Punisher with a 40% damage amp. That's all we needed. So it didn't need all the buffs. You just needed... A lot of these characters don't need tremendous buffs. You just need to learn how to play them properly. That doesn't... that's not the case for Black Cat though. Black Cat needs her buffs because the nerf that she took was needless. So I'm gonna wait until the patch notes. In fact, are the patch notes actually out? Because I need to look over them again to actually see what the fuck they... Like, if they did anything significant to Black Cat, because... Like, I enjoy playing tank, but Black Cat right now is like the most fun DPS to play, and I really want to play her again. But they just keep... They just nerfed her to oblivion and made her a literal throw... Like, people complain about Black Widow being a throw pick. Black Cat, literally a throw pick. Literally useless. Okay, sure. So I want her to be useful again. Thank you very much. What is this guy doing? You having fun there, mate? Yeah. You having fun? What? Not a big man anymore, are you? Hey, Max Revenge. You having fun there? They didn't fix... Wait. As soon as I am finish this mission. They didn't fix Black Cat. What's the... Adam's not the only healer. There's Mantis. Mantis and Ultron. Mantis, Ultron, Season 0 Jeff, and Adam Warlock. All don't really play like traditional healers. Also, I don't play any Halo games. I'm a PlayStation person, so Halo is Xbox. I've never crushed my own hazelnuts for this before. Zombie, don't hurt yourself smashing hazelnuts. His ult was fine. To be fair, Rocket was also just a brain dead character. Like the fact that he has his main gun is a machine gun and his second gun is just the heal ball, and the fact that there's a dumbass called No Damage Rocket who doesn't ever click his right button, like that should tell you everything about the people who want to play Rocket Raccoon. You know what Rocket's good at? Rocket is great at shooting Groot walls. If the enemy picks Groot, you can play Rocket Raccoon, and if he puts down a wall, you can gun through that real quickly, so he can't wall off your team to heal him. People don't know that because they're idiots. And yeah, she's still got one dash. Like okay, reduce the dash damage to 30 for all I care, or 35, but she needs 2 dashes. Like you could reduce the dash damage to 35, reduce her whip damage by like 10. Whatever, but please, she needs 2 dashes. She's a fucking slug when she drops into their backline. Like it's fucking unbelievable. She's not like Daredevil. It's nothing like Daredevil. He's got fucking dashes. His basic attacks are fucking dash. For fuck's sake. New carpet. Don't set fire to your carpet, people. Am I gonna beat this mission? Garden of the King is where the game turned hard mode, but now this is an actual just hard mode level. Also, here's an unpopular opinion, but a lot of people are complaining about my physical copies when barely anyone bought physical copies anyway. Like, you lot all want convenience until it interferes with your nostalgia. Like, pretty much every game I bought like digitally. And if I liked a game enough to buy the physical copy, then that's what I would do. But like everyone wants digital anyway. Like the reason they're doing this is because no one buys physical. So people can complain all they like. And I'm pro. I think it's fine to complain. But they're responding to the market. They're responding to how people voted with their wallets, unironically. And everyone voted with their wallets by saying we're just gonna buy digital games. Oh my fucking god. Oh my... He's just so far ahead. This is the state of this race, by the way. If you don't get ahead of fucking Mighty 8, you don't get ahead at all. At this point, I'm just praying he crashes. He's right by the finish line, by the way. Look at that. You know what? We're gonna bring out the GOAT. We're gonna bring out Drift Rex. Get out of my way. Power up to max. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. Get out of of my fucking way. What are you doing? You're slow. You're gonna be at the back anyway. Let us fast cars get ahead. Nice. See, Cool Cat got wasted anyway. Don't know what he was doing. Stepping up to me like he's someone. Fuck that loop. Might Yate is just so fucking fast. He's the thing is, Might Yate is actually faster than every other car except Ledox, then Formula 7. Oh, are you? Fuck you. Oh, he missed that ramp. He landed upside down. This is it. Is Drifter X the GOAT? Max power. Double forward loop. Don't glitch me out. And then just straight to the finish. That's it. Drifter X is the GOAT. Drifter X the GOAT. Clean car. Clean win. I wasted them. Hilarious that you count that as my highlight moment. You like, yeah, nice camera. I land and this idiot comes and hits me. Get out of my game. Get out of my game. A lot of people talking about physical games. But yeah, at this point, physical games were memorabilia anyway. Like when the PS5 came out, there was the normal version and the like normal version with the disc drive, and a version without the disc drive. And I think the one with the disc drive was more expensive. And I still bought that one. Because to me, physical games were like more important. Especially when me and my brother used to like play a lot. Now, I guess we just mostly buy games just on the internet. But like, I was still an appreciator of physical games. Okay, sure. Somehow little punk got dummied. Little punk got dummied. Little punk got dummied. Ha! What a loser. He thinks he's the biggest guy around here. Just got ankle broken so differently, and then I smashed him up. Max Avengers out of here. Alright. Smashing up turn. What's up, buddy? Ooh, you got a problem. We got a problem. Hey, Mike Yate. Do we have a problem? Who's over here? Sword of Justice. Do we have a problem? Hold on a second. Just fucking let me go up the ramp. Let me go up the ramp. Okay, stop turning my car around. Let me go up the ramp. Okay, stop. Just let me go up the ramp. Alright, now it's peak. Turn around. Turn around. Boom. What? Sword of Justice. What? I'm sorry? What? Hey, lead oxide. I think we have a problem. I think we have a mild problem on our hands. Elking is the problem solver. That's made me think, actually. People. I mean, what games do actually come out in physical? I'll tell you what games never come out in physical. PC games. Is this gonna be another statement of me complaining about PC gamers ruining the gaming market? I could turn it into that very easily, because PC gamers release so much, like, oh, my indie game, my PC games. None of them are physical. Oh, he turned over. Ooh, get out of here. Mate, you crash into that, you're dead. Oh, lucky you. Ooh, get out of here. Ooh, get out of here. Oh, Max Revenge. I actually remember when PC games used to come on disc. In fact, because I still got Command and Conquer, still have it on disc, and my dad's current laptop still accepts the disc format for it. In fact, my current PC has a. Does it have a disc drive in it? I think it. No, I don't think it does. But I mean, I got all the games on EA anyway. But my dad still has a disc drive on his computer, on his laptop. You're gonna go get repaired. You. At some Walmarts. Here's a slight issue of that, Brad. We don't have Walmart over here in the UK. Yeah. I just remembered in Final Fantasy VII there's a place called Walmart. Were they trying to copy Walmart? Was that machine going to get repaired? I actually beat him that badly. Punk. I need to waste Max Revenge though. I joked though about Walmart. because I think there's some like, you know, side business game shops that still sell like physical copies. There's I remember there was this one game shop near the market where I near me, and guy had like stacks of games like in the little box in the middle, like PS2 games as well. And because I have a PS2, like a nice old sim one that I still use to play my PS2 games on. If there was any good PS2 games, I'd go there and maybe get one. And that was the beauty of it. Man, I miss the PS2 days. Hey, you. What are you doing? Why are you acting reckless for? Don't you know that this is El King's map? Look at the king. Look at El King. Look at that beautiful piece of machine right there. People will meat ride Steam anyway. I don't get the hype for PC. Maybe I'd get the hype if I had my own space, but ooh, you straggler. Ooh, big mistake. Hey, you. Ooh, big mistake. What? Did you want beef? Did you want some beef? Did you want some beef? Radical one. I clipped him. Also, I have no idea who Sam Walton is. You throw a name at me, you might as well talk to a brick wall, because I don't know who the hell these people are. I love it when people just like we're talking about something normal like a game, and then someone just starts, oh yeah, oh this XY person who was involved in XY stuff in the production, that nerd shit. Get out of here. Quit the discussion. Fuck off. Okay, I'm not talking about nerd shit. Okay? When people talk about random people, when I'm talking about games, like, get out of here. Go, shoo, off. You're not a gamer. You're talking about nerd shit that has nothing to do with the game. When I talk about game, yeah, I'm talking about the game. When you're talking about random nerd shit, you're talking about fucking random nerd shit. That has nothing to do with the game. You get me? Simple. Like, when people are like, this person, and if they stayed on the game, like, nerd shit. Okay, I only care about the final product. Final product ain't good, me no like. That simple. He fucking survived. How the fuck did he survive that? Come here, you. You scurried away from me. Nerd shit. Like, what the fuck talks about? We know when we're in the playground, or like in the park, talking with my homies about games. Do you think they ever once brought up like some random fucking dev name? No. Do you know why? Because no one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck. Fucking nerd shit. No one gives a fuck about that. We're like, alright, this game's cool. Oh, it's made by this company. Yeah, that's cool. Then the next game comes out, like, alright, yeah, we're hyped for this game. Alright, looks cool. Then we play it and we're like, ah, yeah, it's not that great, innit? Ah, yeah. Then you kind of like, then like, say the third game comes out, we're like, ah, yeah, but the second game want all that, innit? Ah, yeah, man's not feeling that game, innit? That's how it was. It's not, this dev ain't on the game, they got this person. Like, fuck that shit. Like, if someone talk like that, we'll bang them up, I swear. Like, ain't no nerd shit talking like that in the fucking playground, I swear. Not got me talking fucking ratchet now. Imagine some nerd starts talking about like the fucking devs behind the game. Like, fuck you. Beat the shit out of that person. Fully would rush him in the playground. Like, imagine if like the teacher's gone and we all start chatting about games and then some dumbass nerd in the fucking classroom starts talking about a fucking dev. Like, we'd literally be like, hey, come break time, we're rushing you. That's just it, you're getting rushed. Like, 10 minutes are gonna be us spent 10 minutes are gonna be spent us lot chasing you around the playground, and then the next 5 minutes are gonna be us lot getting fucking shouted at by the teacher, and then 2 hours later, lunchtime, we're in the ICT room, all in isolation, because we're all in trouble. What happens? You don't need to fucking learn how. Ain't nobody got time for nerd shit. Don't know why like these internet dwellers. This is the LARP that I hate about internet dwellers. Like, I can tell you lot never spoke. Like, I can tell you're not a real fan of games, and I can tell that you've never spoken to people real life. By the way you, I can tell all of this by the way you type on the internet, like in like Discord example, and the way you talk about games. The second you mention a human being's name that isn't from the game in a discussion about a game, you're nerd shit. You're a LARPer. You don't play games, right? You watch games. I can tell. Like, when we talk, you're mentioning a name again, I'm gonna time you out. I'm joking. I'm not gonna time you out. I see names in chat when we're talking about game. I'm gonna start timing people out. But no, it's that simple. Like, when people start like, when we talk about games, we talk about the mechanics, the gameplay, the cool shit you can do in the game. When I hear people talking about the devs, the development, all this stuff, cinematography, how long it took to make it, like, bro, none of us are hearing that, right? We didn't buy the game to hear a lecture on it. We bought the game to fucking play it. If we were that interested in the fucking behind the scenes, guess what we'd do? We'd Google the behind the scenes, we'd watch it in our spare time and be like, alright, that's cool. And that's it. That's as far as it goes. You know why? Because we ain't dare we dare mention. Fuck, I got wasted. Wasted. Playing bloody machine. Because everyone just. What happens with machine is people clip. If they drive into the back of you, they clip through the front of you. And then your hitbox, like, gets absorbed into theirs. And then they get killed instantly, but you take massive amounts of damage. Like, when I'm in the Discord server, like I was chatting with this guy in a Discord server about Marvel Rivals, and all we were doing was talking about the game and the characters we'd like to see in it. That's all we were doing, and talking about Marvel comics. Fucking beautiful. That's what I love doing, chatting with people who are like actually interested in the fucking game. When I chat with fucking LARPers, and they mention like an IRL dev's name, I'm like, fucking get me out of this conversation. Get me out of here. Get me out of here, because I want to tell this person, I want to say to this person, look, no one gives a fucking shit about that fucking dev's name. I don't know who the fuck that is. No one knows who the fuck but you should know who it is, because they worked on it. Like, look, here's the thing. I buy a game, I look at the cover art, I look at all the cool shit you can do in the game, like the trailer, and then I go and fucking play the game. That's like, when I hear people... I got wasted again. Am I gonna have to switch to... No, last try of... Okay, good, no, okay. Last try of this guy. If I get fucking chomped up by everyone again, then I'm gonna play a radical one and try and race. Oh, you're cooked. Dead man. Dead man. Dead man. Dead man. That's it. That's the game. It's fucking game over. Everyone else here is a dead man. Radical one. Dead man. Dead man. Dead man driving. Come here. Alright, who's next? Dead man. Dead man. Dead man. Ooh, dead man. Dead man. You need help there, dead man? Dead man tell no tales. Wow. Ooh! Someone else got clapped. Mike Yate drove into me. See, imagine this. Like, this game Need for Madness right now. Imagine the fucking LARPers found out about this game and they're talking about, the devs, like, fuck off. All you need to know is that we had Need for Madness 1, Need for Madness 2, then they made some other fucking random ass Need for Madness game that no one plays. Then they made multiplayer, which is this one. Or no, multiplayer, which is just Need for Madness 1 and 2. That's it. That's all you need to know. You just need to know the game. You need to know the differences in the game. You don't need to know why they did it. You can guess why. I got wasted, that's fine. Right, now, for the grandest stage of them all. I need to play a machine here. I need to waste Dr. Monster first. That's the key to victory. Someone's upside down. Yes, that's huge actually, wasting my Yate. Because he's a fucker who can just speed through the track and avoid you so quickly. Someone got busted up. You. Oh, high riders out here. Alright. They will be coming around here shortly. There's radical one. Punk. Dr. Monster. You maniac. No. Why did that maniac do that? Right, but camera technology, that's interesting. Like, I watched a video recently about how a computer's made, or a CPU, and it's like they get a rock and they smash it up and then they refine it into some other mineral or whatnot, and then more nerd shit, and then you get a little CPU chip thing that does shit. Like, that's interesting. If I'm talking about a game though, like, there's a lot you can do in a game that I don't need to hear a fucking name to understand. Like, We need to abolish nerd shit. That's the new rule around here. Abolish nerd shit. I can just go up that ramp and it'll give me that max power. You! No! You! Come here! Yes, he's trying to challenge me. Big boy's trying to challenge me. Yes. I need to mash him up now. Don't you dare. He's gonna get repaired. Where's Lunatic? What is this Lunatic doing? You lunatic! Was suiciding really necessary? Wait, didn't he not get repaired? Oh my goodness, what lunatic was that? He didn't get repaired. He's upside down. Yes. Yes. This is it. Come here, you. He's challenging me. He's a sucker. Where you going? Where you going, pretty boy? I bet your ass is real tight this time of year. Hi, Riders. Just off racing. Hold on. He jumped the hoop. Look at this guy doing the most to try and avoid me. He flipped over. I still can't reach him in time. That's hilarious. He turned. Is Radical One just goofed out? I need to get High Rider. High Rider's out here LARPing. Oh yes, he suicided. Come here, Radical One. You having fun over there? You having fun over there, little one? You having fun over there? Come here. Come here, I'm not done with you. Come here, boy. Boy. Here we go. Right as the song finishes as well. Fucking amazing. And that's it. What are my thoughts on that Supergirl film? Guess who's never watched the Supergirl film and probably never will? You know, a film has to be really interesting to get my attention now. I think the only film that is getting my attention right now is the Street Fighter film. So yeah, that Supergirl film, never gonna watch it, never will. I think I watched the Critical Drinkers review on it, and I mean, he just hates everything. Birthday party clown. I joke, but yeah. I have no interest in that film. Dr. Monster. Hold on. It's not right until we have all three big guys. Seizure warning, I guess. It shouldn't be that hard. L King and Machine. That's all we need. There's L King. Watch me get them both and then I die anyway. There they are. I'm gonna die anyway, aren't I? Not only did I die, I was the first to die. That's hilarious. We'll do 5 more attempts. Fuck it, we're just gonna win. Fuck it, you're in the monster zone now. See, this is now that I think about it, this is like these Tuesday night Need for Madness streams. They're basically like glorified just chatting streams with a game attached. Because you know what, I get tremendously bored every night, every now and then. And yeah, I just feel like, you know, why not just play a game that's idle, dumb fun. Great music, and now I get a chance to chat with people. And you know what, if people want to come in here and like just have someone to chat to, have something to chat about, I like it, because you know, each week something happens, something to chat about. It's kind of one way though, because I'm the one playing the game and I'm chatting to people, but you know, it's still interesting. It's still fine with me. I'm just here idly playing the game. The gameplay, I guess, is not interesting for everyone else. Best kind of streams, yeah. I mean, Thursdays are like reserved for a proper game to play, and then any other, like, then during the day or after I get back from work, usually is when I can like play on my PlayStation, play like a game, like Marvel Rivals, for example. Fact, why don't we yeah, while we're still here, play Confusion is Illusion. This is the street, the race of the stream afterwards, so just give me something to chat about. It's been 2 hours. I can end the stream if I want, but you know, if I got something to chat about, might as well just have fun. It's not often you get to play as Dr. Monster. They obviously saved this guy for the end because he's just a big cheat code. And then it's like, once you unlock him, it's like you want to play any match you can with every character unlocked. And if you want to play as the biggest, baddest, fastest car, the one that can waste everyone, that's Dr. Monster. Like, go for it. I love it when that happens. Just phase through one another. The monster's just unbeatable. And look how quickly he just go up a loop, just get repaired. So fast, so strong. I actually have no idea where the Rockstar is. There he is. So that was cool. What's up, Brody? Bang. A Darkman video just got up. Drink has barely seen any classic movies. You know what? I was actually just thinking about this. Because I watched what's it called? I watched Halloween the other day. I think it was like, was it Saturday or Sunday night? I watched Halloween, and very good movie, very fun. And do you know what was playing through my head? Like, I was literally just through my head thinking, like, after I watched the movie, obviously, I was thinking like, oh, he what's it like, oh, Michael Myers is crazy. He's just full of evil. Why? What motivates him to be? I'm just thinking like, I know Critical Drinker would just ask like, oh, what's his motivations? What drives him? Why is he so evil? What kind of explanation? Nah, we don't get any of that. He's just a fucking maniac. And of course, the fucking the woman is obviously the one to stop him in the end. Can't have a man stop the like. I can hear his voice. If the movie was made today, if Halloween with Michael Myers, the original one, was made today, the EFAP Critical Drinker would tear it to shreds. They'd hate it. That's the case with, I feel like, so many movies, like so many classic movies. And I swear, they went back to like look at a movie that came out like in the 2010s or something like that. And I think I can't remember which one it was because I haven't watched them in a while, but I remember it was an old movie. And they're obviously praising the movie. And I can feel them talking like, oh, this is clunky and whatnot. And I'm thinking, there's an extent to movie criticism where it feels like they've kind of gone to a performative degree with it, where it's not genuine anymore. Like, we have to criticize this. It's like, and this is the same criticism I give to people who hate like the anime debate. It's you know, shonen slop versus like shonens versus other animes that aren't shonens. I don't know what to call it. But these pretentious people love hating shonens because, oh, it's just mindless action and aura farming. I'm like, okay, when did you die, or who died and made you the dictator of people's personal preferences in consuming art? Because why are people not allowed to like dumb action in their action animes? Why are people like this? And that's one reason I kind of stopped liking EFAP, because they've basically become gatekeepers of people's enjoyment in art. Oh, that was clean. Tornado sharks, out of here. There he is, he's right behind me. I can't even see because there's no guidance arrows. He's a bit strong. All I have to do is go up this. Meet him head on. Where is he? Oh, you going for repairs? Ooh, it's toast. And there's still some points of analysis that EFAP do that I still appreciate. When they talk about how how characterization. I think Muller done this when he talked in when he talked about Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. He talked about how every scene is always characterizing your character, and every action they do on scene is deliberate in conveying that character. And that's actually, you know, I don't know if he's actually studied film or not, but like, there's good analytical points that they make, but then there's also I feel like they're trying to find what makes a film bad, and they're sort of breaking it down into the plot, the motivations of the characters, you know, point A to point B, when they're analyzing it from a story perspective. This is why, you know, a lot of people love saying like, oh, they make movie games nowadays, or trying to focus so much on the plot and tell a story. And, you know, a lot of people blame The Last of Us for that, which I don't disagree with. I feel like a lot of it is also in sort of trying to appease this crowd of people who try and meticulously find faults within a plot. Like, any of these EFAP crew review they're playing, Mauler's playing the old Resident Evil games, Resident Evil 1 and 2. And he's saying he likes them over Resident Evil 9. Like, okay, there's a lot of clunk to those old games that I feel like you're purposely trying to obfuscate just so you can say that you're kind of dunking on Resident Evil 9. Because he said he didn't like the story for Resident Evil 9, despite the fact that it was the first Resident Evil game he played. Now, someone told me he played Resident Evil 4 before, the classic one. But why would you play the originals and not criticize anything that they did that was clunky? But you're perfectly fine when it comes to movies with not criticism. I want like saying at this point. I guess what I'm trying to say is his playthrough of Resident Evil just feels so. I guess it kind of annoyed me when he called himself a fan of Resident Evil. When I'm like, you just played Resident Evil 9 as your first game. I don't know why you're calling yourself a fan. And Critical Drinker used to play games. He played Metal Gear Solid and old Tomb Raider back in the day. In fact, he got reviews of old games back in his channel. But a lot of their movie reviews are just like, they do feel like they're playing to their crowd. Ooh. Good thing Radical One is pretty good at random people. Let me see if I can read chat while I'm just idly stuck. I flipped myself over. Cool. I need to waste Dr. Monster. Then I can have my fun with everyone else. Oh my god, he got fully repaired. Oh, he got weights. I can get this. Radical One can get the repair hoop at any angle. He's right behind me. How did he get there? Oh, where are you going? You can't escape me. Boom. He's right next to me. Thing is, another thing is that one reason I liked EFAP is because I obviously I studied media back in sixth form, and in media studies you do contextual analysis, and the contextual analysis is you can look at anything, any piece of media, any piece of art, and you analyze the codes and conventions, codes and conventions with denotations and connotations. You do a semiotic analysis, and semiotics is the study of signs. And signs are anything that convey information. It could be the shape, the size of something, the location of it, the color, where it is in relation to something else. And it's really interesting when you do this. And their movie reviews felt like a big version of a semiotic analysis for a film. Obviously not to a fine detail. I mean, Mauler's obviously trying to do fine details of his one. That's why his ones are so long. But back when I first started, when I was studying media, and when he first started making his videos properly, he actually didn't make videos super long. At most, it was like 1 or 2 hours. Now he's like a day and a half review of what's it called? Star Wars Outlaws, and a lot of it is just stream clips of like mundane details, which is just as much proof as you need of fake gamerism. Because Synthetic Man can just trounce that review in a fraction of the time. But we can't talk about Synthetic Man, can we? Oh, get out of here. 4 minutes got wasted as well. Oh my goodness, and Nimi got wasted. Well, looks like it's just me and I don't know who's left. Why'd I do that? You know what? I like Synthetic Man for his brutal honesty, but as a game reviewer, he actually does annoy me a bit as well. Like I'm completely okay with Synthetic Man just being like, yeah, there's a piece of shit made by a woke feminist bitch. That's like calm. And then he says like, yeah, there's made by Jews and what, like yeah, you know, calm. At least someone's, you know, for what he can say, he says it. And it doesn't feel disingenuous. My issue is that like a lot of his critiques of games, and you're right, he is very black-pilled, but he does, like, his critiques of games they're a bit weird. Try to let oxide just to have fun. 3, 2, 1, go. Without getting this, let me see if I can. I want to see if I can actually smash up Dr. Monster with lead oxide. With the goat lead oxide. Boom! Oh, that must have did damage. Wait, he's going to get repaired. I can't tell. I'm getting fucking ramped. Someone hit me up there. No. Reading some of the old comments, you lot were, you know, got quite a lot of talking going on, which is good. But let me just read what everyone was everyone was chatting about. EFAP plays out to their audience too much, and it comes across. I feel like the EFAP wanna be like this snobby, like holier than thou. We have the final opinion on the quality of a movie sort of crowd, or media in general, or art, as they like to say. Like the other people in EFAP, like the little platoon, and like Rags, or there's some other little femboy creep that they have in there as well. I don't like any of them. I don't like any of them. I think ER is literally the only person who ever goes on EFAP who I actually respect. And yeah, I 100% agree. EFAP gatekeeping people's entertainment. Yeah, I said that, and you agree, and I think that's true. That's why I like I don't know if you lot have seen the guy, your boy Zach, because he hates them as well. He hates the EFAP. He calls them the birthday party clowns. I think he's doing it the other direction too far for the sake of it. But he loves saying that they're the birthday party clowns. They do all this performatively. They all just hate art for the sake of it, and they're obviously doing it to make money. No, I think he's a your boy Zach's a bit of a wacko because he's a fake comic creator right now, but his critiques on them, I kind of agree with him at this point, because EFAP are kind of a joke. See, Mauler's short film is better than Drinkers, but had a lot of the same problems. The fact that respectable that they'd go make their own films. You know, I guess they're putting their money where their mouth is. But yeah, if their movies aren't even as good as the ones that or has the same problems as the ones that they themselves criticize, then clearly that's another thing. When I studied media back in secondary school, we had to make our own films. We actually had to do a genre analysis and analyze the genre of thriller films. He got wrecked by 4:7. We had to do thriller films, and then we had to do our own 5-minute short film. We had to do a 5-minute opening to a thriller film. That was for my first year. Second year, we had to make our own short film between 3 to 5 minutes, and we had to do proper like genre analysis and like proper coursework on it. And I don't know if any of them have studied media. I'm not trying to say this to lord over my credentials, because it's a bit punk anyway, but it kind of rubs me off. They know a lot of what people don't know how to explain, but they don't know a lot. They don't know what they don't know. I think that's important to say. Am I actually gonna beat this with lead oxide? The goat? Let me just smash up, what's his name again? Max Revenge. Where on earth is he? I can't see because we have no map. Oh, he's over here. Is he? No idea where he is. Oh, he joined me on the ramp. If he's behind me, I actually can't tell. He is behind me. Bam. I have no idea where we went. I'm just trying to read it coming. Hit you up. EFAP peaked with the 50th anniversary. Nah. If you're asking me, EFAP peaked with the Star Wars sequel trilogy and Ghostbusters 2016 and just any other quote unquote woke movie that came out after that. Because after that, then they just started latching onto any art that came out and tried to employ their critique onto it. I kind of don't like how they really want to criticize the Marvel Cinematic Universe, knowing absolutely nothing about the comics. Like, I think I remember hearing one of them say something about one of like a decision or something that happened in the film. That was obviously something that happened in the comics, and they wrote it off. And I think they've been criticized before for not knowing anything about the comics in their analyses. And then and their excuse, which is it's an alright excuse, but it's still one that kind of doesn't hold water, which I don't respect, is that they say oh, I shouldn't have to know the back reading or like have background knowledge on this in order to enjoy the film. I agree that a film should stand out as its own project, but this is clearly referenced material that's being adapted here. So he's a giant F-slur moron who makes 14-hour videos saying nothing. That's kind of what his videos are now. Like, for a lot of his videos, I could listen to what they say and like analyze alongside with him what they're talking about. But now it's just it really is just criticizing things feels like for the sake of criticizing, finding any small nitpick to make it sound like you made a deep analysis, when it's like a lot of the stuff people won't really care about. A lot of talking about Synthetic Man. The fact that they targeted Synthetic Man for his the fact that they liked God of War Ragnarok should also tell you everything about their taste in games. Joseph Anderson was mentioned, and I only seen people criticizing his critiques, which I'm guessing is what you're saying here. But I've never heard much about Joseph Anderson. I'm guessing, Brad, that his MGS3 remake review for ranting about the boss, I'm guessing that's talking about that's Synthetic Man. Synthetic Man, a lot of things go. Synthetic Man, and I got into a debate about this on the Discord. Synthetic Man is like Type 2 Productions, in that when it comes to analyzing media, they preemptively attach a theme to the media, like that it's woke or feminist or something like that, and then they work backwards through the text to find anything that justifies it. As someone who studied media doing contextual analysis, that will get you a 8 mark, 8 or 10 or 12 or 25 mark question, depending on how big the question is, for an exam paper, but you are doing it wrong. If you're doing an honest contextual analysis, you don't work backwards, you work from the ground up. Why won't it let me move the chat? I'm guessing you lot have chatted a lot since I've you know what funny enough, it was your boy Zach who said this, and I think Asmongold also said this as well, is that you can tell when guys particularly are real fans of things when you start debating about things within the text, like like what's it called? I've had my fun playing. Let me just switch this. Like power scaling, for example, or death battles. You know when people like say who would win in a fight. Me and my brother used to engage with these all the time. We used to literally sit down on this computer, scroll through the pictures I had, pick two at random, and just pit them against each other and argue with each other who'd win the fight. And that's how you can tell real fandom, like guys who know the characters, and then you ask someone comes in and like, who's also a fan, and be like, alright, who'd win in a fight, this guy or this guy? Like the Superman versus Goku, that debate that flies around all the time, or One Punch Man versus this, or this anime character versus that one. In my time, it was comic book characters against one, like which this Marvel Comics character versus this DC Comics character, and then you lot have the debates about it. Now, unfortunately, the power scaling crowd has unfortunately become EFAPified on unironically. They've become see, if they do this much damage, then it's that you amplify the newtons and the scale of the nerd shit. Nerd shit. We care about feats within the comic. We care about if this person can like dash a punch and it knocks them flying and they break a wall, like they're kind of strong in it, yeah. Like, oh, this person can pick up a car and dash it. Like, yeah, they're mad strong in it. Alright, this person can tank this like you're like, alright, this person can tank this blast in it. That person used that blast to bash that person in it. But that person can tank it, so they're pretty inch in it. Yeah. And they're like, alright, but that person moved this quick, and then they managed to outspeed that person who did that. And then yeah, that's like that. That's how the Mandem would debate back in the day. Obviously, then you back in the classic comic Vine days as well. I don't want to get too much into power scaling, but they'd obviously sift through bad feats like character induced stupidity, writer induced stupidity, or plot induced stupidity, where something is unrealistically happening within the story that even the fans understand this probably shouldn't be happening. Like Daredevil beating up Silver Surfer, for example. Probably not supposed to happen, but they do that anyway. That's how you can tell, by the way, if people who engage in that kind of behavior, they're real fans. Women don't do that. Step one, women, and that's what Asmongold said as well. He said, when have you ever heard two women arguing about who'd win a fight between Superman and Goku? Never. You're right, Christmas Johan, by the way. Aura farming and power scaling is hype as fuck. Because it's supposed to be hype. It's literally just like, oh shit, we're gonna see shit go down. Like when you're on the playground, yeah, and the mandem are chatting shit, and then you see the two mandem roll up on each other, and then everyone forms a crowd around. Everyone's hyped. And then they start punching each other. One mildly solid hit connects, and everyone is like, oh, and that's it. That's the talk of the playground for a fucking week. Teachers bombing, everyone. We're not even in the fight. We scatter like roaches. It's funny. It's hype, and aura farming and that hype shit. Like that's why I can't hate hoodweebs. I grew up with hoodweebs, and I have the essence of them myself because I love the hype. That goes into fucking fiction. Like that's what it's meant to be about. It's like you see the cool shit and the fighting happening. That's why I hate people who focus so much on story. I can understand where story is important when it comes to like the consistency of the characters and the journey they're actually going on. Like when you retcon, like when I hear ER for example talking about Avatar, I'd imagine back in the day before Korra, you could be with ER being like, alright, who'd win in a fight between this person from Avatar and this person from like say another thing that he likes, and you'd have a random discussion with him about it, assuming he ain't a massive fucking nerd about it. Until Korra comes along, suddenly that's ruined his favorite piece of media, and now it's retroactively undone a lot of the world building that would normally go into, properly assessing a lot of these feats. Now he has to do some course correction on his idea, and that's sort of what a lot of us has to go through in the comics and games that get retconned and whatnot. Hoodweebs are entertaining. I will always respect hoodweebs. Wait, JJK, is that Jujutsu Kaisen? And you're saying it's mid because and it's pure mid, and they like pure mid stories because of aura. Here's okay, waifu signing up for EFAP right now because now he's gatekeeping people's entertainment. Here's the thing: people don't give a shit about the story. Right, the story is subsidiary to the action. When you played God of War, um, when you played God of War back in the day, like God of War 1, were you so deeply invested in Kratos' story? Or were you like, I get to go through Greece and kill shit with this cool guy? That's what, like, we were all hoodweebs playing the PlayStation 2 back in the day, assuming you played it. That's why I love Call of Duty, by the way, because that's just pure hoodweeb. You are the main, you get to main character on other people in on online games. Or yeah, God of War. And here's the thing, that's why real like OGs they have the ace up their sleeve when it comes to stuff like God of War, because people will be like new tourists will come and be like, oh, God of War was just aura, like it was just mindless dumb action. Then they're like, you triggered my trap card because it has a real story. It was just subsidiary. It was just secondary to the action. But we knew why there was an internal justification for why the action is happening because there was a story, a really good story. That's why. That's why games like God of War were so popular. That's why they're getting modern remakes. Popular games get remakes. And unfortunately, women are attracted to what men are attracted to because women want the attention from it. So now women want to try and get into God of War and ruin it for us men because they want the attention. That's why they're trying to insert a female into the main character. Hold on, I gotta see what does Jaffe say himself all the time. Also, what on earth is Gojo? See, now I've just gotten this into an anime discussion, and I'm not an anime expert, but I can smell anime fans, like real genuine anime fans, a mile away because they love the hype shit. Thing is, I was watching like what's it called, Spy Family, Spy X Family, whatever it is. That's a nice wholesome anime. It's got action scenes in it, but I like the fun storiness. I can watch hype things, and I could watch things that have a great story, and I could play either of them, and I could respect them um for whatever they're trying to accomplish. There's a lot of games. Like if you ask me, all the games I played back in the PS2, what was the story for them? I probably couldn't tell you. There's games like Lost Planet 2, for example. That was a game I played as a kid. I forgot the story for it. I don't even know what the story was. I think it's like aliens on a planet or whatnot. That's why, by the way, I turn hostile whenever people mention external nerd shit like the names of the devs or the team or whatnot. All the like I said, that the nerd shit turns me hostile. It brings out the hoodweeb in me because I don't give a shit. Right? And no one should give a shit. I think I actually completely strayed away from my original talking point with this ranting about hoodweebs and aura farming. It was mainly to do with gatekeeping from people like EFAP, for example. I I'm of the as someone who studied media, I went from being uh, I wouldn't even say a leftist because I was a bit of a centrist even back as a teenager. I'd ask questions like I'd be like, oh yeah, I guess females like women aren't treated as equally as men. But then I'd be like, then I'd literally ask like, but if women are getting paid less than men, why don't they just hire more women if it's cheaper? I'd literally ask the blunt questions. Like I remember in school, like, oh, Africans are all drowning. They have to walk miles to fetch water. I'm like, why don't they just move closer to the water? That got me in a lot of trouble apparently. Apparently, asking Africans to move closer to water, and I'm like, oh, you can't say that. But I'm like, but they live in sticks and mud and huts. Like that's not that difficult to carry. Your house is a couple of straws and some sticks. Like that's easy. I could do that. It's two. So you walk 2 miles to go get water, and then you walk back another 2 miles. All right, how about you just walk once with carrying your house, and then just set up your house near the water? Apparently, that's too difficult for Africans, and apparently that got me in trouble as a kid. Then I studied. Then when I studied media, I became one of these pretentious EFAP people. Personally, I was actually someone who would be like, but what's the motivation for this character? Like, what's the driving force? Like, what's the ultimate goal of the story and whatnot? And some people I spoke to didn't care about that, and that put me into. I think one thing that mainly put me into perspective was further studying media as I was getting like towards the end of my studies and whatnot. My teacher was like, anyone can have their own interpretation of. In fact, it wasn't even in media. It was it was in an English class. I'll never forget this, and this is why I use the yellow door. If you ever see me talking to someone about media, you've probably seen me doing it in Discord. I'll mention the yellow door because there was a story one of my substitute teachers told me about a class he substituted for in English language, and they were analyzing a poem that this woman wrote, this author wrote, and they do a contextual analysis. They pull the information from the poem, and then they determine what the meaning is, and they all did it as a class. So they're like, oh, this must mean that. This word usage must be referring to this, and then they went to like this place to meet this poet, and they analyzed her poem to her to tell her like, oh, this, like, we analyzed your poem and this, we think that this means this and this means that. Very impressive stuff. And one thing that they got to a yellow door that she wrote down in her poem, and they were like, the yellow door means like this because yellow signifies this, the door signifies that, therefore a yellow color to a door must signify that it means this. You connect that to this part in the poem. Proper detailed stuff. And guess what the poet said in response to all of that? She said, I wrote down a yellow door because I like the color yellow. And apparently the whole class was furious. Apparently they came back to, when they went back to school, they were all arguing with each other. And they're like, oh, we knew more about her poem than she did. Substitute teacher was like, did you? Did you know more about the poem than she did? you She had her own reasons for putting down a yellow door. You derived your own interpretation of why she put down the yellow door. Who's right? Is she right or are you right? The answer, anyone could be right. There is no, like, one thing I learned is that Marxists determine that there is a fixed meaning behind every interpretation. Like, there must be a fixed interpretation to everything. Who are you to determine how some person interprets something? I remember going to a dentist before, and I went there with my dad, and there was a painting on the wall. Terrible painting. It was literally like little like paint splotches. It was like little green ones. I think it was like, no, it was like blue. It was like dark blue painting, dark blue splotches at the bottom, lighter blue paint splotches at the bottom, and a single red splotch right in the middle. And I asked everyone, I asked my dad, and asked the receptionist, "What do you think that painting means?" And I said, if I were to analyze it, you got blue, which can signify water. You got the two grades of blue, like darker at the bottom, brighter at the top. Maybe it could be an icy floor. Or was that, yeah, like ice, like an icy floor or something. And there's red right in the middle. I said that, what does red signify? Could be blood, could be love. What are notable red things that you could find? Maybe I said, what if it's a flower? What if this random splotch painting is a flower, a single red rose in the middle of an Arctic wasteland? And then my dad said, what if it's just a fucking mess of a painting? Who's right? Who the fuck cares who's right? Anyone can see art however they like it. Now, I will say that there are some interpretations where you have to actually draw from the actual piece of art. Like, say what you lot are seeing on screen, for example, the three women right here. You obviously see me in the corner. Let me get rid of me for a second. See the three girls here. Stone statues, little pedestal, me sitting in the middle, Katarina on the side, Hella Renoa to the left. And then what do you convey about this art piece? Like, how does this, what speaks to you with this art piece? I could tell you exactly why I made the art piece, but you can have your own interpretation for what this art piece means to you. And that's the beauty of it. What you can't say is that there's a flaming meteor, or you can't, like, you have to draw evidence from the text. What I'm saying, if you're saying this is like this is why I don't like type 2 productions, for example, because they start with a conclusion, and this is what feminists do. They start with a conclusion and then work backwards through the analysis of the text to find something that justifies that conclusion. Like, how does this art piece that you see on the screen right now, how does this convey feminism? Oh, it's got three women on the stage, no men. Oh, it's got women sitting on the throne looking serious. All of them are looking rather serious. I guess you can say that the evil smiles on them. Like, they're devious and proud of them. What they're dressed mainly in armor, like untraditional clothing. Like, I could. My OBS disconnected. Sorry, my OBS disconnected for a second there. Now here's another thing that I learned in media studies: audience theory and reception theory. Audience theory states that there are two types of audiences who engage with art: passive audience and active audience. Passive audiences will idly consume something and mostly think nothing of it. Active audiences engage with whatever media they've been presented with. So for an example, you can see like you I guess a good example with you are an active audience to the things you are a fan of, and you're mostly a passive audience to things like, let's say an advert comes up. You're not going to engage with the advert. You just see what it is what it is, whatever. Active audience are things you actively engage in. That's audience theory. It's difficult to explain in an academic way that will convey it properly to you lot right off the top of my head. But then there's reception theory. Reception theory is the interesting one because it's the idea that there's three types of responses people can have to consuming art. There's the I can't actually remember what they're called now. There's the dominant um dominant view, the negotiated view, and the oppressive view. I think that's correct. Um, you're also right about what you said there. A lot of active audiences get mad when passive groups come through, even when nothing. Because active audience, because tourists are okay. There's because a lot of tourists, as we see them, can be active, and they're active for the zombie just writing. Hold on. There, make you happy. An active tourist is someone who has absolutely no idea about the art that they're consuming, but vigorously engages with it regardless. And that annoys people who are active, who have engaged with the art for the most part. Reception theory. Let me go back to them. Dominant response. I think it's dominant, negotiated, and oppressive. I'm just reading a lot of the comments that come here to see 2 paragraphs. Yeah, well, the thing is, a lot of passive audiences can be changed. Again, reception. This is a. I think I have to explain reception theory. So, I hope I'm getting the 3. I can just Google it right now. Actually, I'd encourage you not Google it, but reception theory, Stuart Hall, media studies. Let me just see the. Okay, so it's okay. Reading. So dominant or preferred reading, negotiated reading, and oppositional reading. So reading was it? So we'll say so dominant, negotiated, and oppositional. So I was actually, or I said oppressive, but oppositional was actually correct. So I was right. I am a genius. Dominant or preferred reading is whatever the message that is that you are presented with, whatever signs are immediately conveyed to you, you agree with it. That can be like, let's say an advert comes up and it says McDonald's cheeseburger is good for you. Dominant reading says McDonald's cheeseburger is good for you. You agree with the signs that is being presented to you. Negotiated reader, the middle one, they are neither for or against it, but they always argue what should the interpretation be. I think most people should be personally most people should be negotiated, because that's where you negotiate what parts of this messaging in the media is correct, because that's how you shift between each of them. Um oppositional reading is you fundamentally reject whatever the messaging is coming out from, whatever the media is. So if someone says, McDonald's cheese advert comes from McDonald's cheeseburger is good for you, you reject that. Nope, McDonald's cheeseburger is not good for you. The basic stuff is very basic, but from there you can I don't know if you've ever seen me talk to someone and I'll say something like you're an active preferred reader or something like that, as in you engage with the text and you always agree with it. And that's why I say to people you should be active negotiated readers, or you're passive. Like some people are passive oppositional medias, like they don't care about anything but they don't agree with anything either. I tend to use this language because it's like what I learned in media when it comes to analyzing media. Watching it disconnect again. Alright, it should be back up now. Yeah, that's the second time. At least it's not doing it while I was in a game or doing anything important. I'm just chatting. Yeah. You're heading off. It's almost 3 hours for me, so I'll be heading off as well. But that's why, for anyone still here and listening, good night, by the way, waifu. Anyone who's still here, like, that's why when like nerd shit people say, oh, this game is bad, this game is terrible. Like, well, I like that's why I love asking people, like, why do you think this? Why is it bad? And then people often give fake answers. Like they start talking about AMP, the development, and the dev, this person. When you start doing that, you have no opinion on the game. I know what I know what forum on Reddit you got your opinion from, and I don't care. Actually, no, I don't know what forum of Reddit you got your opinion from because I don't use Reddit. All I know is that you didn't come up with your opinion yourself. Everyone seems to be coming off. But yeah, last thing I'll say is I don't try to force my opinions. I don't try to force other people to have my opinions. I explain why I have my opinions on something using evidence from it. And I try to convince people thereof. And people can have their reasons for it, but I don't think that's why when I hear people saying this is objective, especially when talking about art, when they use objectivity, you kind of have to have a proper analysis to justify objectivity, which can be done in a semiotic analysis, but a lot of these people, they're not media trained like I am. So I'll leave it at that. Zombie, I hope you had fun tonight. wait, we actually did get an ER video. What the hell? That's why he didn't stream last night. He saw the next episode of Avatar and got annoyed. Okay, but I will be coming off. That's good, Zombie. Good that I got to complete the game in like 2 hours and then just play a bit idly, and then get to chat about stuff I like. So, farewell. Good night. It should be 3 hours now. Yep, 3 hours. Confusion is an illusion. Good night. I'll probably be joining you on your stream because I got nothing else to do tonight and I'm not working tomorrow. So, tally ho.